possible to meet them. I don't like leaving things to chance, and I think a text, if you're letting a girl walk away from you and it's not certain that she'll meet you again, it means you need to do more at the initial interaction.
Right, totally. How many of your girls are from code approaches versus, now that you have a lot of friends and
Oh,
maybe
they're
some girlfriends?
they're all cold at the moment because I arrived in this place. I didn't know anyone, and I found the best club, and I went there. I met a lot of girls that night, and in the weeks that followed, so I had a little party when I left, and it was me and 13 or 14 girls and no guys.
Wait, hold on, back up. So you you found this club. How did you decide if a club is good for pickup?
I think it was terrible. I was just using the websites and stuff. Like, where's the best club in the city? And I don't know. I did ask some locals as well. I was like, hey, if I was walking on the street at like 9 p.m. and there was some girls that looked like my kind of girls, and I said, I heard about this place. Is it good later? And I wasn't trying to pick them up. I was just getting the information that I needed, so that I ended up in the right place. And then when you're in the best club, these girls are going to be more pretty, of course, but they're also going to know, the other good places and cool places to hang out, to take girls on dates, or, the bar to go before, and nice restaurants and things like that. So
That's very clever. Go for the girls you like and ask them where they hang out so you can find out the girls like them.
if there's horrible, I don't know, if you hate rock music and there's some rock chicks on the street, you don't ask them like where the cool club is. If you want a girl that looks like a supermodel in high heels and blah blah blah, find some girls that look as close to that as possible in the early evening, and later on they should be going to the kind of place that you would like.
So the club you ended up at, was it like a loud kind of dance club or was it more a bar, lounge?
No, it's a dance club with loud music. Yeah,
All right, so you're there by yourself because you're traveling.
yeah.
Now, explain to me how does a night progress for Richard? Like, do you go in the club and then you start chatting up girls, or
It's really early, so it was a disaster. That was like an hour early. It was didn't get busy there till like 1, and I was there at like 11:40 or something. So I thought I was coming about the right time, but it was way too early. So I was hanging out, talking to the barman, getting some information. He wasn't busy because there wasn't many people there, so we were chatting. And then when some girls turned up, I was I was friendly with people, sitting around, having a conversation. I remember there was one group of hot girls came, and I talked to I talked to one of them for a while, and it was actually met for coffee a few days later. And the same night, I also met another very pretty one. So that I got um, that I'm still in touch with months later, and yeah, stuff happened with that are very pretty. And I must have had a lot of conversations. But my goal really wasn't to pick up. It was actually um, to make some friends and you know, to have some stuff going on in the city. But yeah, it only took a few days for that to happen.
so you're in the club, you're just chatting with people, like you're just making friends because you're new to the wherever you are, and then some girls come in and you start chatting with them. You're very friendly, right? I know you're in your book you talk about the three kind of modes you're in: Mr. Social, Mr. Comfort, and Mr. Seducer.
The actual character is actually quite quiet and reserved. Uh, I'm in the city. I know that I need to really actually put some work in for a couple of weeks, because you're talking about taking people that are in social circles and have lives and have things going on, and you have to like stop doing that and hang out with me. It takes more than just being you have to have something. So I'm in there, and I'm working, and it's going to be uh funny and interesting for them, whatever I'm saying.
So you said your natural personality was more introverted, and so it takes you time to make new friends in new places.
Well, naturally, for example, if you put me with a group of people who I didn't know, I wouldn't stand out as very sociable. I'd be, fine. I wouldn't seem nervous or uncomfortable, but I'd just seem like a regular guy. However, if you watch me in a new city where I don't know people for the first few weeks, I'll be really active, really sociable, and very friendly and everything like that because I think it's important um, to to build that social circle. It would just take ages and ages if you're too yeah if you're not very sociable and very friendly.
Yeah, if you're too passive, if you're not proactive in a new city, it's hard to break into new social circles within a short amount of time at least.
Yeah, but it's an effort for me. It's not natural, but um, yeah, it's something that's necessary.
Have you been to you've been to the US, right? Which cities have you been to here?
I went to San Francisco when I was young, but when I've been in the past few years, I've been to LA, New York, Miami, and Vegas. Yeah,
Are the girls cuter here compared to London, or hard to tell?
um, I think pretty similar. I don't think too different.
Which city do you like best in terms of quality of girls?
In America would be New York.
Really?
Yeah, because they've got the model industry.
LA too, right?
I don't know, maybe I was just unlucky in LA, but I didn't see too much. And my ex-girlfriend is there, and she's like a princess, and she's not so beautiful, but she's like flying around on private jets and stuff because she's so they obviously don't have enough beautiful girls, so they think she's incredible. But she would be I don't know. She would be quite normal in Moscow, for example.
Really? What did you think about San Francisco?
I was too young, but I liked it. I did see some pretty girls there, and I liked the lifestyle there.
Um, so you like, it sounds like in Russia, there were a lot of the types of girls that you like, naturally
I
beautiful.
hate fat girls. I hate fake girls. I hate stupid girls. And yeah, so it's much easier to find a girl. If I tell you I want a girl that's like 173 centimeters, that has no fat, that has nice boobs, nice ass, blue or green eyes, and perfect skin, it's really tough to find that in most places. But in Russia, it's a lot easier. I would say the quantity is of beautiful girls is more than 10 times what you'd find in London or New York or LA.
And do you have to speak Russian or do they speak English?
They speak English. If they don't speak English, you have to kind of wonder what they've been doing because what were they doing when they were at school and university? What's their excuse for not learning some English? So you can assume if you're in a nice, I don't know if you're in some village, but if you're in a kind of cool bar or something, you can assume that people speak English.
That's interesting. How many of these girls, and this might sound a little bit ignorant of me, but are they all pretty well educated as well?
Pretty what?
Pretty well educated as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think they have a good education system. They read, I'm from England and we have Charles Dickens and Shakespeare and all this stuff, but we didn't read it at school. But every Russian I meet has read, Tolstoy, Dostoevsky, and Pushkin, and they have to do it. So it seems like they have a pretty good education system still.
I read Dickens. I liked Great Expectations. That was cool.
Did you read at school?
Yeah.
Oh, your school was better than mine. We read Lord of the Flies. That was the only book we read as
Yeah, we had
small.
to read Lord of the Flies in middle school as well. I really hated Estella though, but she sounded pretty. um, It sounds like you learned pretty fast because you've actually, when you were younger, the reason you got the name gambler was from investing in stocks, and now I know you run your own business. Um, what is your learning pattern like? Do you pick up stuff really quickly, or are you more like, are you slow, but once you pick it up, it's pretty ingrained in your mind?
It's a good question, actually. I do trial by fire, and I did it with pickup as well. With the stock market, I had like $3,000, and I just put it into one company, and then I put it into another one, and then I started day trading, and I lost like 50% in one day and then doubled it back the next day and then put it on options. And, I did all kinds of crazy stuff. And it was, some might say it was really stupid, but within 6 months, I'd learned so much. And I think a lot of people would have, read books for a year first and done a, practice portfolio where it's like fake money and stuff. But I just, I just really went for it. And it was the same with business. A lot of people say, okay, I want to start a business. So I'll start it in, 3 years. First I need to read these books and study this and study that. But I literally put up my first website. I designed it myself, and I say designed, but it's really ugly. You can see it in the Internet Wayback Machine. It's funny. And um, I wrote all of the stuff on the site myself, and then I had to learn how to do Google AdWords. It was back in the day, and I did that myself. And all of it, I could have made a plan and a business plan and printed business cards and all of that stuff first, but I wanted to throw myself in. Within 48 hours, I had customers from my ugly site, but 48 hours and the customers came in. I didn't get investment first or learn how to do web design. I just did it. And again, with the pickup, I threw myself out there. I took a bit longer to get started, but when I did, I moved to a really busy area with people I didn't know. I met up with people I didn't know. I joined all these classes. I went on holiday with a guy I just met because he was going to all these Sweden and all these other cool countries, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. So I I think my approach to learning something is to really throw myself in at the deep end because it forces you to learn, otherwise you won't survive, right?
Did you? Yeah, totally. Were you ingrained in the? I don't know if it's like that in the UK, but in the States, back when we started, 2008, I think, a lot of the guys were. It's very easy to start thinking the same thing. Like everyone was learning the mystery method. Did you go through that period where you were just learning A1, A2, A3, or did you look at that and said, "I'm not following this"?
It was from the beginning. I had my resources were David D'Angelo, Mystery Method, and a few other guys, and I had this book, like a notebook, and I'd just write anything that I thought was something cool or that might work. So I didn't follow one method. I kind of tried, some of David D'Angelo's cocky funny lines, and I tried some of Neil Strauss's, his Five Lies game or whatever it is. And, I had all these things I tried, but I wasn't following anyone's rigid system.
How long did it take you to get laid from just practicing game?
Um, I think it would have been, it was about a month before I got a kiss. And then it would have been, I think, another few weeks or a month before I got laid.
And you were going out every day, like you didn't. Did you have a job?
Well, I had a job, but at that time I decided to um, to take some money and just say I'm gonna spend this money in the next few months, and then I'll be broke. But I wanna figure this out. So I took a Yeah, it was the most important thing in my life, and I would have given anything I had to be good with girls. So, um,
So you took the money you made from the stock market and you said, "I'm gonna live out my life in a big city for a few months and get this thing handled."
exactly, yeah. So I think I was doing it every day and every night. But it was really bad, and it wasn't just, the approach or anything like that. I was embarrassed on my body, so I didn't want to get naked with girls. I was worried about